DC. He's the Vice President of the Institute for Constitutional Government. Thanks for joining us. Mr. Malcolm, Donald Trump there clearly going on the defensive, but it seems the more we know, the more damaging this seems to be for the president.
Well, I think that there's a lot that we don't know at this point. We've just begun having this inquiry. So we've seen the whistleblower's complaint. We had seen the summary of the conversation, the July 25th call between President Trump and President Zelensky. And so there is certainly enough there to continue asking questions, but there is an awful lot that is unknown. So, for instance, in the whistleblower complaint, he says that President Trump was holding over the heads of the Ukrainian president this 400, give or take, a couple of $1 million, $400 million in aid. Yet in the telephone conversation, there is no reference to that aid, either explicitly or implicitly.
So you don't think then you don't think that this is problematic for the president?
Oh, I think it could potentially be problematic, although I think we are at the beginning of an impeachment inquiry. We are a long way from having the president be impeached and removed from office. It is unclear whether this is going to rise to the level of a gross abuse of office or whether this is really just a partisan spying operation, as the president says. So I think that we are beginning to find out facts. There are a lot more facts that we'll still need to learn.
Does the president's language bother you, that he's been talking about, back in the days, what we used to do to spies when we were smart, intimating that they used to either be shot or imprisoned?
Well, look, I don't control the president's Twitter account. The president frequently engages in language that I would not use. One point that I think that he is making is that the president has to have trust in his intelligence community, and he feels, rightly or wrongly, as if he is surrounded by a bunch of spies, and that draws a barrier between the president and the intelligence community, and that is not good.
I mean, there is somebody obviously very clearly close to the president that is leaking all of this, isn't there? So, I mean, he's got to be worried about the people closest to him.
Yes, I think that is correct, and a president needs to rely on the honesty and integrity and confidentiality of his communications with his closest advisors, and clearly there is a problem there. Now, maybe the president has done something that he needs to worry about. However, for future presidents, this is not a good thing. The president has to rely on the integrity and confidentiality of his closest advisors, and he can't be mistrustful. Otherwise, he has a filter between them and him, and, it will be a blockade from his getting information that he needs to run the country properly.
Okay, John Malcolm, thank you. John Malcolm there joining us, President of the Institute for Constitutional Government. Thank you.